Welcome to WCW Slamboree 2000. My name is Anders. This is Spike Piledriver Wrestling, and we're on Total Extreme Wrestling 9 with a WCW 2000 save. If you are enjoying the series, or if you're new to the series, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and even check out Patreon if you want to do so. But this is the series where we are booking WCW 2000, but it's with a twist, because it's not just me booking as Vince Russo. We're using a spreadsheet here which will randomly generate some booking ideas that we have to change on the fly after we've booked the show. So you will have seen on the blurred screen behind my face as we did the little introduction that we've already booked Slamboree. So we're going to go into this page here, and you're done, Kit. We're abruptly going to stop the push of a young mid-carder by having them lose to an old veteran and then ignoring them for weeks. Okay, we can do that. Who are we pushing? Do we cut the legs out from Booker T once again? Potentially. We've been pushing. Billy Kidman's not really facing a veteran. We can't really shoehorn him into that. Maybe we do that. I really don't want to cut the legs out from Booker T, but let's just do it. We've been told to do it, so we might as well. Right. We just get rid of these. Lex Luger is now just going to win clean. Clean as... Why not? Booker... No, we're not... Should we get him his heat back? No, we can't. We can't get his heat back. We just have to ignore him. Luger is better than Booker. There we go. We'll just do that. In fact, do we even... No, let's just cancel the angle. We don't need that angle now. Delete that angle. Remove. How do we remove an angle? There we go. Remove that one. Well, let's just do a little bit of a rejig of this one here to go up there. The Vampiro video. Vampiro's coming tomorrow night, by the way. You'll see that. And just go from there. We'll just cut the legs out of Booker T's push. We'll ignore him next week. Sorry, Booker. Spreadsheet said so. There's enough going on Slamboree. We've got the culmination of the a couple of spreadsheet ideas that have come through over the last few weeks. So we'll get to them as well in a second. There's also some fun booking. So anyone who watched Nitro last week will see that we've had new tag team champions. That'll be interesting later tonight. We'll mention that more soon. Right, we'll start. Slamboree, 15,000 in attendance. Not sure why Buff Bagwell's on the poster. He's not with the company anymore. We're in the Phillips Arena in Georgia because, well, we're always in the southeast because that's where most of our popularity is. Ric Flair starts the show. Of course it is. Ratings goldmine. And he vows to beat Shane Douglas later tonight. And once that is done, the revolution will be done with, and Flair can move on to bigger and better things and just doing a customary woo at the end of that. 73 is a good way to start the show. Not quite getting them hot, though, but it's a good way to start the show. And we'll cut the legs out of the show completely by having Billy Kidman with Mean Gene. He talks about tonight being more than just about his Cruiserweight title. He was embarrassed by Alex Wright. I'm not sure he was. It was El Alamonia. So he wants to embarrass him and strip him of his stupid mask, as well as taking back the title. That is our opening contest. Gets a 31, and it is the culmination of the masking of Alex Wright. So there we go. Oh, excellent. Billy Kidman gets the victory, wins back the Cruiserweight title, and takes the mask of El Alamonia. And it is Alex Wright, by the way. He's the man under the mask. We'll find out more about that on Nitro tomorrow night, so make sure you are staying tuned and watching Nitro tomorrow here on the channel. 57, though, is a great opening contest. Billy Kidman back to being Cruiserweight Champion. He's like the 8-time Cruiserweight Champion now. This is at least the third run in this save. And then the final... There's a hardcore brawl going on tonight, by the way. You don't really care. Terry Funk is back. He's the final man to enter, and he's a former world champion in the NWA. He's back in WCW, and he's brought all the plunder with him. It only gets a 42, but, you know, Terry Funk's back. He made an appearance on the local to global save as well, so go and check that out. He's a bit of a cross... save star. Wild Brawl, and Terry Funk was head and shoulders above everyone else. He should be pushed more than a hardcore title, that's for sure. But Mike Awesome gets the victory after pinning Norman Smiley from an awesome bomb. Bam Bam was also involved in the match. Norman Smiley was a weak link. Terry Funk is getting a push, I think, with a 65 in-ring performance. It would be silly not to. The match gets a 59, so we're on track for a good show. We haven't lost the crowd yet. All the matches have been decent. Good job. The Revolution with Mike Awesome continue to reign as hardcore champion. They've got 2 titles now. Will they get the tag titles back as well? We shall find out later in the night. But moving on, Scott Hall is backstage with Mean Gene. He's extra focused tonight. He needs to win the WCW title to prove that he is one of the best. Doesn't matter what it takes, tonight will belong to the bad guy. And he gets a 57 because he's got a hot catchphrase. The crowd still simmering. They can't just commit to enjoying the show. I know, it's WCW 2000. But come on, we're not doing bad tonight. Give us a break. Next up, well, 3 Count hit the ring and sing their new single, I'm So Hung Up On You. That's not my joke, by the way. I think that was like their pre-debut potential demo single that was going to be used. I don't know. It's sung by Jimmy Hart, as you'd imagine. I'm not even sure Jimmy Hart's with the company anymore, but he'll do the songs. And they're in the ring ahead of a 6-man tag team match. And this one is going to bomb because Shane Helms will be the most over person in the match. So, sorry. Gets a 24. 3 Count defeat 3 jobbers by the name of Air Paris, AJ Styles and Chris Sabin. You may have heard of some of them. The Vertebraker from Shane Helms gets the victory. And 18-year-old Chris Sabin pulls in a poor performance. But AJ Styles and Air Paris, they did well. AJ's gimmick's a little bit poor, but fine. It's unclear. It's 24. The crowd are now unclear. Probably not the right time to put in a cool-down match, but we have done so, and we move backstage to the fans being very bored of Kevin Nash's potential face turn. It's not going away. Nash tells Mean Gene that tonight is a very big night for the Outsiders. Nash gets to kick Bang Boy's ass. That's a bit strange. And Scott Hall will become the WCW champion, and it'll all be too sweet. Gets a 55. Crowd is beginning to shit on the potential turn. Sorry, I'm not going to change it. Then we go to Eric Bischoff, who apparently can't cut a promo. He improvised well, but he still only got a 36. Commissioner Bischoff has reviewed the tape from Nitro last week, and because of the actions of Ric Flair in the WCW Tag Team title match, he's decided and made the decision to vacate the titles. Tonight, the former champions of the Revolution will take on the team of Rey Mysterio and Juventud Guerrera to crown new champions. Now, you may be asking, why? And what's happened to Roddy Piper and Sabu? Well, I'll tell you. I didn't realise that Sabu's contract was up between Nitro and Super Brawl. On Slamboree. Not Super Brawl, because that was months ago. So, his contract may have ended. Oops. I mean, Roddy Piper's is up in a few weeks. But, I just forgot to renew Sabu's contract. WCW things. What can I say? So, we vacated the tag team titles. We'll figure that out later. Booker T is then beat by Lex Luger. Clean as a whistle. Torture rack, 7.5 minutes, 56. Done. Bye, Booker. See you in a couple of weeks. We've ruined you again. He's heel. He wasn't supposed to be a heel. He was supposed to be a face US champion. He had to turn heel on his brother after his brother turned face again. And he was going to use that momentum to beat Lex Luger and cement himself as a main eventer. But he's getting the Jeff Jarrett treatment now. Anyway, highlight package of the new US champion Vampiro airs. He'll be back inside a WCW ring tomorrow night on Nitro. Honest. He will. He won't. Just to be clear. He's injured. 53, though, for the continued cock tease for Vampiro. Next up, a tag team title match. The Revolution defeat Rey Mysterio and Juvi Guerrera. They're back as tag team champions again. Interference from Mike Awesome is the difference maker as the Death Valley driver from Saturn on Guerrera gets the job done. A 58 for the match. Everyone put in a pretty good performance, actually, all across the board. Saturn the weakest, apparently, at 48. Now, Saturn is doing really well on the local to global save, by the way. So if you're a fan of Perry Saturn, I definitely recommend checking out local to global 1982. In fact, he was on the thumbnail of the latest episode. So go and check that out. He plays a big part. Total eliminator. There we go. 58 for the tag team title match, and we're back to having the Revolution with more titles. And speaking of which, they all meet up backstage with Mean Gene. Saturn, Malenko, and Kidman all have their titles back. Awesome also has his title. And Douglas is pumped up about retiring Ric Flair. The franchise tells Mean Gene that the Revolution is stronger than ever and that the Nature Boy is on borrowed time. And this only gets a 36. We really need to figure out how to get our backstage morale back up because it's tanking everything. Anyway, Flair and Douglas go again and it gets a 66. Ric Flair putting in a great performance. Gets the submission victory with a figure 4 leg lock, which you don't see every day. And despite being penalised for being in extremely poor form, Ric Flair still got it. 66 match rating. Flair gets another victory over Douglas. I mean, this could in theory be a mid-card star having his push pulled from under him, but we were pushing Flair anyway, so it's not really. Next up, we go backstage. Not Mean Gene. DDP, he's on his own. He's addressing Kevin Nash directly. The outsiders need to stop playing their games and trying to steal the WCW title. Paige, who's apparently the saviour of WCW, will take Nash out of the way tonight and make sure Sting versus Scott Hall is a fair fight for the big gold. 48 for Paige's promo. Again, morale hindering everything. Kevin Nash and DDP put in a pretty good match, despite the boredom being foreshadowed of Kevin Nash's face turn. Gets a 63. Paige was off his game a little bit as well. Both of them putting in pretty good in-ring performances. Crowd loved it, but the segment rate only got a 63. Ropes being used by Nash. He cheated to win. I suspect he probably kicked him in the nuts as well. But Nash gets an unfair, tainted victory over DDP because it's WCW. We then go to Sting, who's telling Mean Gene that all the talking is done with. It's down to 2 men inside the ring with the greatest prize in all the professional wrestling on the line. That means it's showtime. Why Sting's promo's only getting a 47, I'll never know. But that builds into tonight's main event, which is Sting against Scott Hall. And Scott Hall does the unthinkable. Kevin Nash interferes, but the outsider's edge gets the job done. And Scott Hall becomes the new WCW World Heavyweight Champion. He's finally done it. Sting and Hall have great chemistry, despite Hall being penalised for his poor form and the fans crapping all over Kevin Nash's presence. Scott Hall gets the job done. He wins the World Heavyweight title. He's finally done it. This is the crowning moment of Scott Hall. It might not be at the peak of his career. Scott Hall in the year 2000 was very hit and miss, and very miss, mostly. But he's done it. He's finally done it. Scott Hall is a world champion. And do we want to turn Kevin Nash? No. No, we don't. That we don't want to turn him face. Why am I on the screen? We've been 45 segments. We've been building this up. I mean, interfering in the main event to help your heel tag team partner win the title is not a face turn. So we'll go on. Kevin Nash hands the big gold belt to Scott Hall, and the outsiders celebrate stealing the title. Hall has finally done it. He can't be proud of the way it transpired, though, can he? Really, a 66 rating for this, and they both did really good. The foreshadowing of Kevin Nash, segment 46 now of the face turn, still not going to happen. Gets the job done. Excellent. And the show rating is a 66, which is not bad, is it really? We've increased our popularity in 6 regions. We would have increased our popularity in 3 more US regions, but limited number of viewers there. Across the board as well, we would have done better. But we didn't, so we didn't. Address the locker room. We will give Scott Hall some praise because he did a good performance. We'll do Ric Flair. In fact, where's Ric Flair? Ric Flair, you can be that one. Told they're awesome. And where's Sting? We'll give Sting some praise as well. Praise and a compliment, a good performance. Right, so Bo, everyone pleased? Yep, wonderful. Make use of that more, I think, is what I should be doing. Finance-wise, we made 280k on the show. I think we're still losing money this month. We're 10 million in the hole, but deep pockets here at Turner. Popularity recap, we've just improved. We've not lost popularity anywhere, which is a first. Just improved a little bit in Europe, which, by the way, we've got the Millennium Final coming up soon. We're going to be in Germany, so that'll be that to go. Well, let's do a media scrub. Oh, why not? We've made a profit tonight. RWC turning the corner financially. We're a well-run... we're a well-run company. Trust me, financially stable soon. Made a new signing, Colt Cabana. Apparently, well, yeah, we signed a load of people on the job. I mean, what plans do you have for him? Terry Funk, yes. High hopes for Terry Funk. We're going to get him behind him with a strong push. Thanks, Terry. Why are these guys not happy? Why is no one happy? Why is everyone unhappy that we're pushing Terry Funk? Oh, I'm not doing media scrums anymore. Mike Awesome's not happy. Why is Mike Awesome not happy? I like him. He's a big part of my plans. Scott Armstrong, it's temporary. He'll calm down. Backstage, Roddy Piper. He needs to learn to be a team player. Did not go down well with Roddy Piper. Sorry. I'm not doing media scrums again. They never go in my favour. I think I've done 2 of them. One of them was to absolutely eviscerate Hulk Hogan, I think. Anyway, that is Slamboree. I hope you've enjoyed the show. It's been an interesting one. Alex Wright has lost his mask. We've used a pay-per-view. Oh, it's right. We've gone to an above-average event for Slamboree now. Excellent. Look at all that. Wonderful. Don't care about the rest of the numbers. Let's quickly make that change to Alex Wright. We'll alter his character details. Now we just want to go back to his default. Alex Wright. Yes, there we go. He's not wearing a mask. Not. Yes. Excellent. He's back to being Alex Wright. He's still a luchador, technically. Why is he annoyed? Of course he's annoyed. Everyone's annoyed. Right. Looking at the backstage picture now, by the way. It's still abysmal, but the list of... Why are all these people negative? Some of the people we've just debuted are negative. Hang on. AJ Styles is mildly negative. Well, that doesn't make any sense. Everyone's just unhappy with the backstage morale. That's just absolute nightmare. We've got loads of positive relationships now, though. So, that should help. Nothing's helping. Nothing at all is helping. So, WCW, that's what that is. Finance-wise, we're profiting slightly for May so far. But that will change, because we've still got to spend another $3 million on workers. But, there we go. We did want to touch on the calendar for the rest of the month. So we've got Nitro tomorrow night, and then Nitro on the 15th of May, potentially might be in Europe, because Millennium Final on the 18th of May, which will be a special one here on the channel, is going to be in Germany. So we'll see how we get on having shows in Europe for a week. And then we'll be back to normal for the rest of the month for Nitro, and then we've got Great American Bash in a few weeks. So how many Nitros have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Nitros before the Great American Bash, and a German pay-per-view. That'll be fun. Right, I hope you enjoyed Slamboree. Make sure you check out other videos here on the channel. Make sure you check out the rest of this playlist if you haven't kept up so far. Check out the local to global playlist as well. Lots of good stuff on the channel. I hope you enjoy everything. Remember to like, subscribe, comment down below on your favourite part of the episode. Let me know your thoughts on Scott Hall being the world champion. We've got some plans with the world title as well. So don't get too comfortable. Everything's going to change. Booker T, sorry. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you on Nitro tomorrow night. And local to global later in the week as well. Thanks again.